Yeah.
All I know is this violates every canon of respectable broadcasting.
How are you?
Hey, who wants to help me get this recorder out of here? I need some muscle over here.
You are listening to Blame Your Brother.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Blame Your Brother. This is episode 77. Check that out. What a good year.
It was a good year.
When you think about the history of the world, all the great things that happened, 1977 is at the top of the list. So how you guys doing tonight? Hopefully great. There's three of us that are going to come to you tonight. We got a lot to talk about. We got to talk about the Super Bowl. We're going to have Riann call in just a bit. If you remember her, she called back a couple weeks ago, and we told her we'd have her back for the Super Bowl. So biggest game on the biggest stage in America, the Super Bowl. So we'll definitely be talking about that. We got to talk about some crazy things happening in Nashville. So there's a whole bunch of things coming at you. But before we jump into that, we'll introduce ourselves. I am 1/3 of the show. I am David, a.k.a. D. Brew, voice of the people, Mr. 40%, Glenn Jackson, Nick Nickum, and the spiritual midget, and I am joined every week by the guy to the left of me. He's my actual brother, born 2 years after me. It's Lee.
What up, everybody? It's the warden here. That's right, the warden of BYB's one and only safe space.
There we go. And then we got the guy over here to the right of me. It's a longtime friend. It's John.
Hey, everybody, John here, a.k.a. Mr. Groupon, Mr. PTI, the Madman.
They got John Tortorella, a madman.
They do a madman.
Okay, he's a madman.
That's right. So three of us make up Blame Your Brother, and we do this live on YouTube every Thursday night at 8 p.m. So come hang out with us. Go to blameyourbrother.tv. It will take you there, and you can watch the show happen in real time. All right, guys, we know every week we start off the same way. This is almost like formulaic at this point, but we have a legal team that listens to our episodes after they air. They come back, send us an email, and anything we need to apologize for, any retractions or omissions we need to make for last week's episode. We'll start off with Lee. Lee, anything that stood out last week?
Oh, boy. What did we even talk about last week? It seems like it's been years since we've did the last episode, so give me a minute here.
Bitcoins.
Oh, yeah.
Porta potties.
Meeting
celebrities on Instagram.
I've read every article on the internet this week, so I feel way more prepared. So I apologize for not knowing about Amazon's
Bitcoin
policies
of taking over the world. Okay, John, anything you want to apologize for last week's program?
Not that I can think of.
All right, and I think I'm good.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure.
There's not some things that you said you want to take back?
No, never.
Okay.
I agree. The porta potty
policy. What about Ben Carson comments?
I mean, I stand by what I say.
Did you see where that guy was in ethics trouble for passing laws that benefited his children or whatever?
No. Yeah. Lee seems to have all the dirt on all the Republicans. If you ever noticed,
all over that, over it.
The Republicans come out. Lee knows every dirt, every story there is. It's very interesting. It's what website are you going to for these stories, my friend? MSNBC.
Bash the
bashrepublicans.com. Yeah, we should get that actually and point it back to the show. All right, let's see. Let's get started then, Lee. How this past week treat you?
Not real well, man. I've been a little, under the weather.
What does that mean? You're sick right now?
Yeah, I'm sick. And also been having to play the part of a plumber in my off time. So that's been real fun.
Wow, what happened to your bathroom?
It's not that the kitchen sink was just backed up. No porta potty issues.
I thought maybe you got a porta john and put it in your backyard or something. I don't know.
So it's just really frustrating when you decide you're gonna go fix your house yourself. So you go down to Home Depot. We've all been there, right? Mm-hmm. You buy the parts. You watch a YouTube video. I skipped the YouTube video this time, but
that was a mistake.
You try and you can't get it, so you have to call someone out, and then they're like, "Oh, this is going to be like $350." You're like, "Oh,
but
nice.
You're big money. You're like
I'm big money, man.
Sixfigure.com.
Yeah, well, I fly my plumbers in on the G4,
Yeah.
So,
but you are sixfigure.com. It's your new nickname.
Sixfigure.com. Yeah. I like it. Finally, getting a little bit of respect in my life.
So did you get the sink fixed or what?
Yeah, but before you guys showed up, evidently the dishwasher started overflowing. So,
yeah. How old is your house?
I think it's from the 60s.
Oh, well.
Something like that.
That happens. So what's the illness? You catch the flu? The flu's going around out here.
No, I don't think it's the flu. I'm starting to feel better, so I think it's just, typical sore throat type stuff.
Cold
Cold
season.
cold season.
Love it. It's the best time of year. John, what's going on with you, man?
Not much. Asher, my son, he's got the flu, so we've been trying to deal with that.
Flu.
Goodness.
Been doing a lot of hand washing and a lot of taking care of him. But
Why
as
would
long
you?
as we
do
keep
you,
up,
like, if you wash his hands, does that make it better?
I've been washing my hands a lot, so I don't get it.
Oh, I see.
There you go.
Yeah.
John's got it figured out.
So what does the kid do when he has the flu? Do you just like sit there and cry all the time?
He did for the first couple of days, but
Just like nonstop?
we got him some of that Tamiflu, and it's calmed his symptoms quite a bit.
It's got like a bunch of Benadryl in it or something.
No,
tail flu just attacks the flu. You know, if you catch it early enough within the first like 24 hours, supposed to.
We did.
For kids and things like that. They don't suggest really adults getting it, but you know, for kids who obviously deal with sickness not as well. Some adults don't deal with it well, but it's tougher for a kid, you know, especially a 1-year-old. So I understand, man. When my kids used to get sick, it feels terrible. I was almost like,
you can't do anything,
Right.
right? You feel helpless.
and they're just so hot. You'll be laying beside them, and they're just burning up, and it's terrible. I'd just rather be sick myself, you know.
Yeah.
So it's definitely, I mean, from 1 to about 5, it's going to happen quite a bit,
Yeah.
you know, but it's helping them. It's helping them.
It's par for the course.
Helping them survive the Darwinism of 2018. So anything else going on, or that's about it?
That's about it.
So Friday, I'm trying to think what I did. So Saturday, I went and saw the Harlem Globetrotters in Nashville.
Oh, I'm sorry for interrupting, but
Go ahead.
they're actually they were staying at the hotel where I work at.
Really? You met them?
Yeah, some of them.
Were they cool dudes? They seem like pretty cool.
They're all right.
What does that mean? They were
That's
all
a good
right.
question. They all right.
I mean, well,
Means they didn't
it's,
say a
it's like,
word to you.
No, some of them could have been pretty annoying, and
What was
some
the
of
most
them are-
annoying thing they did?
Yeah, what's this? Whoa. This is
Yeah,
dirt.
we had to tell them to turn some music down.
Oh,
Oh,
John, are you
no.
that guy now? You're telling the Harlem Globetrotters to turn the music down?
Turn the music down.
What the
man.
hell's going on in
It's
this country?
3 o'clock in the morning. It's a hotel. People go there to sleep.
Were they like playing like a rap, or was it more like
I don't know.
R&B
The
smooth
security
jams?
guard went up there to.
He had to go up to the door, knock on the door, and say, "Hey, Globetrotters, turn it down."
Yeah.
Oh my
You
God!
couldn't ring them on the phone, really?
He was amped about it. I was like, man, he's like, I'll go quiet him up. And I was like, all right, dude.
What did
whatever.
he say? They said, were they just like, "Sure, we're sorry," or
Yeah, pretty much. Like, yeah, sure.
What do you expect? Do you know when you dropped them to give us? You know who we are, live?
I don't know. You know,
They're like burning down the hotel. Like, yeah,
John,
we rock stars.
shutting down the Globetrotters. Good Lord. Well, it was a good game Saturday. I don't think I'd ever seen the Globetrotters before, and I had a good time. I thought it was funny. It was entertaining, and it went pretty quick. So the kids
Now,
loved it.
how does that work? Because I haven't seen them.
It's kind of like
either.
wrestling. It's fake, you know.
You know, they've lost one time in the history of the game, and what happened is they went down.
They
Went down 12 points with 2 minutes
Did
left.
they go up against Goldberg or something?
No, they were playing the team, but I think they were just messing around that night. And then when they realized they were down by 12, they were like, "Uh-oh, we're not going to be able to win this." And they almost hit a shot to go into overtime, but it didn't happen. They said the kids were not happy. They were like upset kids in the crowd and things. My kids wouldn't have known if they lost, but
What does that mean?
they're just better than the other team. I mean, you know, it'd be like us out there. I mean, we might put it, you know, better
there's
athlete than us, but college kids that didn't quite make it to the NBA is who they're playing against. So it was fun though. I suggest if you have kids, my kids loved it. Like they were transfixed by it. And it's just trick
What
shots.
are they?
and
Oh, just all the trick shots.
they got a 4-point line, so they can hit 4-point. And they just do skits and stuff. They'll jump up on the rim or whatever and stand up there and block shots as they're coming in. They get into like little fake fights with the ref and things. It's fun. I mean, definitely when your kids get older, I'd take them. My kids loved it, and I didn't know. I was like, are they gonna like this or not? So then on Sunday, I went go-kart racing downtown at Music City Indoor Karting.
Did you hit a wall?
No, but I suck. I'm no good. Like the guy I went with Dixon, it was his birthday, and he's really, really good. Like he does this as a hobby all the time, and wow, he like lapped me a couple of times on this indoor kart. So it was fun.
What was the problem? You just didn't know when to brake. You
Yeah.
just couldn't. You weren't like man enough to hit the corners fast enough.
I
You were
guess
slowing
so.
down.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just, I've only done it 3 times my whole life. So what do you expect? I mean, I got better the second race. I cut my time down by like quite a bit, but still.
When you're at the bottom, it's easy to
only
make
go
improvements.
Up. That's true.
Also, I've heard that like the different types of cars and stuff make a difference.
Yeah.
No,
they have different ones.
Well, this is like this isn't like when you go to the putt and a batting cage.
Oh
and
no,
this is like
these things
competitive.
Go. Yes, these things go.
Yeah,
and
they tune them up and they make sure they're all the same. And stuff.
You're trying to do speed on laps. You're not supposed to be racing each other. You're supposed to be doing time. And what happens if you're going too slow and someone comes behind you? You got to get over, and so that slows you down. So I don't know. It's kind of a disadvantage if you're racing against people that are better than you. I don't know, but the best thing that happened on Sunday, guys, I want you to know that when I leave this podcast eventually, because I'm in the stock market game now. I bought some stocks. I'm a stockholder in the WWE organization. I own 1 stock, so I am actually eligible to attend stockholder share meetings. I can go there and get down with my people.
Are you going to sell your stock like the day after WrestleMania?
I'm going to keep it forever because I want to be part of the company. He's 6-figure man. I'm going to be 8-figure man after this is over. And I got stock in GoPro. Life is looking up. I may have lost today. But that's the stock market game. And the app I use, which is called Robinhood, they're going to get into the cryptocurrency soon.
Uh-oh.
So I'm going to be all about that money, baby. And so I'll either take this show to the next level or I'll leave and just, wander the earth with my riches.
Honestly, I think me and John are both okay with either.
Okay. Well, that's fine. That's fine. So yeah, I'm a WWE. I own part of the WWE. If you didn't know.
Can you just do me a favor?
If I just want to say here.
Don't forget your roots, man. Like when you're looking down, just like, wave fondly at least and don't be just like, ooh, I don't know those guys.
No, I don't care. No, you better take me on some of those trips. That's what I'm saying.
Guys, I can't promise anything.
Yeah,
Me, Vince McMahon, we're hanging out at the XFL games, watching all the guys rise for the anthem. I'm going to be living the white man's dream, baby. I'm going to have one of those shirts, the collar's different color than from the rest of the white man shirt. It's going to be amazing. Me and Robert Kraft will be hanging out, watching Tom Brady in the Super Bowl. I can't wait.
So, like, you're just going to go to Groupon and, like, buy all the colors. Just, like, add to cart, add to cart, add to cart,
well,
add to cart.
That'd be John when he's trying to hang out with me. These would be real shirts, guys.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought.
It won't be,
I don't have to do that. They're already hanging in my closet.
God, John, do you have any of those?
No,
white?
I don't.
You don't have a rich white guy. Does everybody know what I'm talking about here?
The collars are white.
The shirt's blue.
Are white.
Yeah, and so the collar's like white, the sleeves are white, but the rest
shirt is blue.
I'm just making sure everybody knows, what's going on. So that's my dream, to be me, Robert Kraft, Jerry Jones, and Vince McMahon all hanging out, doing our thing.
I mean, Trump will be there too.
Then Trump's hanging out. We're all just in this big group photo. I'll be like, WWE or bust, baby. I'll be telling all those wrestlers what to do.
So the one thing, like I've got to ask you a WWE question then.
Uh-oh. You'll have to wait until after the break. Okay, here's Riann calling. Here we go. Hello, Riann. How's it going?
What up?
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Is she there? Are you there?
And
Hello.
There we go.
How's it going?
Captivating.
Yes.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Yes, we can hear you.
Can you hear us is the question.
Hello.
I think we got our answer.
No.
Oh.
The miracles
try again.
Okay.
of technology.
All right. Yes, it's a show done live.
So y'all tried this, but y'all demoed this beforehand,
we
so you
demoed
knew
it
everything would be good.
When she came on the show first, she demoed it. Okay, is that any better?
Uh-oh.
No. Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Can y'all hear me? Hello?
We can hear you.
We can hear you. Can you hear us? I would say not.
There's nothing better than
Are you guys
just
there?
technical difficulties.
Oh, this is bad.
Live.
Oh,
Hello?
okay.
Hello.
Well, microphone.
Hello.
I don't know if I'm there or not. I literally can't hear y'all at all.
Oh no.
This is terrible. Should I just hang up and do what?
Did you even
Yeah.
plug the board into your computer?
Yeah,
Like-
Yeah.
yeah. We can hear the sounds and everything.
No, but I'm saying so that she can hear us, though.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah, last time. It's the same thing.
Nah. I'm going to have to say no. So you're blaming it on her is what you're saying. It's a error on her side or our side? Or both?
I don't know.
All right, well. We'll just sit around. So I'll ask John about this WD question. Maybe he'll know while you work on your rig there. So it was WWF for a long time. Obviously, there was some naming problems with the Wildlife Federation. Yeah. How did they give that up? How did they just be like, we'll change our name?
Well, they had to because WWF was
the World Wildlife Fund.
Thank you. The panda logo.
Yeah, but they were first? That's just it?
Yeah.
Yeah, but no one really knew who the WWF was until the wrestling company became famous, and then the other one's like, we're going to take that name back.
And they waited long enough.
Yeah, we're going to take that name back now that you guys are actually popular and you're making money. So, I don't know.
But how do you just turn over like that without a fight?
No, they got sued and they were going to lose. So, okay, let's try this and see if this works. I'm trying on Google Voice.
Google Voice. Take 3.
Let's see if Google's any good.
Ring, ring, ring.
The ring sounds good.
Hello.
Hey, what's up? Can you hear us now?
Yes, I can.
Awesome.
Okay. Sweet baby Jesus.
Woo, we got it figured out. Okay, Riann, welcome back to the program. We said we would have...
What's up, guys?
Not much. We said we'd have you back once the Super Bowl's here, and guess what? Super Bowl is this Sunday, so we'll let you go ahead. Did you not call this Super Bowl on the last time you were on this program?
I did, and you told me I was very wrong. So let me just rub it in your face and remind you that I was right, and don't ever doubt me.
Okay.
So there's that.
So wait, let's get this right. David was wrong. Admit it, David.
Makes me feel really good.
I was wrong about the stupid Eagles. It doesn't matter. Does it really matter? We all know the final outcome, right? I mean, you're not.
I really think it's gonna. I mean, ultimately, I think we all know the Patriots are gonna win,
right.
And it's fucking annoying and so frustrating. But it kind of is what it is. But I think it's going to be a lot closer of a game, and it's going to come down to, like, the last few minutes of the fourth quarter. I don't think it's going to be as big of a blowout as a lot of people are anticipating it to be.
So what you're saying is we're going to watch Tom Brady win another game at the end like the superhero he is.
I don't know if it'll actually be him. I think that the other guys that he has working with him are – just as good as he is, and
so who you calling for Super Bowl MVP?
Honestly, here's what I think it is. I don't think it's going to be the Patriots looking good. I think it's going to be the Eagles looking bad is what's going to get the Patriots the win.
I think Tom Brady's going to kick a field goal. They're going to. It's going to come down to miss it and win. I mean, miss it and lose, or hit it and win, and they're just going to turn around. They're going to be like, T. Brady, come on out and kick it, baby.
Yeah.
that'd be.
I don't know if he'll actually kick it. No, but I think it'll be by a field goal. I think it'll be by a field goal, one way or the other.
Who wins Super Bowl MVP?
MVP?
Yeah,
probably that locker room
probably
guy.
Brady, just because it's Brady.
Oh.
Inflating the balls up.
So much. You know, I'm gonna go back
because that's the easy choice. I mean, or Amendola. Honestly, Amendola could probably pull out the MVP if he has another game like he did in the AFC Championship. You don't know who Danny Amendola is?
Yes.
He's dating Olivia Culpo, only the most beautiful couple in all of football.
Let's call it. They could pick any white guy off the street. They could put me out on that team. I could run a couple of routes, and I'd be catching touchdowns. That's what Belichick's system does. They need Tom Brady. They need one little fast, short white guy, and they're good to go. I mean, look at it. You can look at the last 3 white receivers they've had.
What does being white have anything to do with it? That makes no sense. Wow.
Right. No, that has.
I think David's trying to prove that that's how good Brady is.
Okay, hold on.
He can throw to even a white guy.
Wow. Wes Welker, Amendola, Hogan, right? And then, of course, Gronk. I mean, but that's a different beast altogether.
Yeah, he's got Gronk. Gronk just cleared concussion protocol. And when Edelman's healthy, like, I get your point.
Thank you.
But I really think that come Sunday, it's going to come to – because Eagles have a fantastic defense. So if they can't hold off Brady, it's going to come down to the Eagles' defense not holding, not the Patriots' offense and Tom Brady winning the game.
All right. So wasn't Tom Brady in the news?
Or Nick Foles is gonna forget to put his contacts in and just be the fucking goofball he is, and it's not gonna make any sense.
Could be. Napoleon Dynamite could destroy this game. I think
he's going to leave Pedro at home, and it's going to throw everything off.
It's going to be a blowout. It's going to be a 10-plus point victory for sure.
He might not make it to the game.
I don't think it's going to be that big. I really don't think it's going to be that big.
So
I think it'll be like a one point, like not 1 point, but like a one possession. It'll either be 3 or 7.
So you would take.
I personally think it's going to be a field goal, but I don't think it's going to be a 2-possession win.
So you would take the Eagles on the point spread, 4.5.
Yeah.
That's insanity. I mean, they're not even that good of a team. Let's just keep it real.
I think there needs to be a little friendly wager between Riann and David here.
I'm fine with that.
No, but I mean, if you go and looking into the NFC Championship, the Eagles and Vikings were very evenly stacked, in my opinion. And the Eagles blew them out of the water.
Yeah, I mean, Minnesota
I'm not saying that's making them better than the Patriots, but I think that you're really underestimating the team that they are. Like I said, it's going to be an Eagles loss if is what it's going to come down to. I'm not saying that Tom Brady's not the greatest quarterback of all time. I don't have to like the guy to respect that he's that great of a player.
That's true.
But I just think that they're not as good this year as they were last year.
What kind of point?
Are a lot better than people are giving them credit for.
What kind of point spread would you be willing to bet David against?
Oh, I don't know. I'm really poor right now. I'm switching jobs.
No. Maybe some kind of like whoever loses has to talk the other one up really big on Twitter.
Oh, I don't bet unless it's money.
Oh,
because then it's not really worth it.
Yeah, but you don't have any money.
You don't have any money, so.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm not going to bet.
It sounds like you're scared, is what it is.
I don't have a really good. No, honestly, it's not that I'm scared of losing. I'm not scared of that. I get really nervous betting in the first place. It makes me. I like the idea of it. I like talking bets and having like them either mean nothing or just like small money. Or I don't like doing them. I have come from like not a whole lot, so every dollar like means a lot to me. So to go like when I go to Vegas, I go and watch my friends gamble, and then I just sit there and play penny slots and get free drinks and get drunk the whole time. Like I don't like to play big gambling stuff. It just makes my stomach sick. It makes me really nervous. I really don't like it.
Well, you know what I love is that John's the one over here trying to make these bets for people, and he's not even involved.
I know you're not even trying to get in on it. You're trying to make other people bet.
Because you're so sure of yourself. I don't know what's going down. I'm not making any calls. So, I mean, you sound very sure of what you're saying.
I'm very confident in myself and what I know about
If these guys want to bet me on some Bible trivia, I might take that bet. But, I mean,
I used to win sword drills every Sunday in Sunday school. I used to be able to pick out any Bible verse.
All right, if you want to do that, I'm more than willing to.
Catholic girl.
I'm more than willing to go that route, but football's not my strong suit.
What?
And that's fine, as long as you can admit that. But, Dave, I do have a question. How do you feel about Brady, like, making out with his son on camera?
You know what?
Weird, right?
He didn't want to talk about it a second ago.
No, we'll talk about it.
You didn't want to talk about it a second ago?
This is the biggest sham of a story.
I didn't hear about that.
It's the
I
biggest.
didn't hear that you did. No, listen, I'm just giving you shit.
Okay.
I think it's weird.
I mean, I have a 10-year-old son. I mean, are we kissing while I'm getting massaged on a
I'm
table?
27 and I still kiss my parents.
Wait, what is the story?
I don't think that's weird. I think it's weird that he was like, okay, give me a kiss, gave him a kiss, and he was like, oh, no, that wasn't good enough. And then he came back and held it. I was like, that's a little bit weird. The first one was plenty fine. Like I think that's okay, especially for a little boy at that age. But the second one was a little much.
The man demands excellence in all things. If you're going to kiss your dad, you got to make it a good kiss, okay? I want to jump to
I guess so.
Yeah. I want to jump to this other story where they're saying this man is drinking too much water. It would kill an average person, which all I got to say is
Tom Brady?
Yeah, all these stories coming out.
Who is
They're saying he's drinking like 37 bottles of water a day, which honestly, you would bloat. You would be overhydrated. I don't know the actual word for it, but it's like you would drown yourself from the inside. I've done that before. Where like I've drank like back in high school. I would drink like 3 gallons of water a day, and I would like waterlog myself to the point where like my hands, my feet, like everything will get swollen. I would get sick.
Well,
It's
you
not
can
good to
die.
drink- Like
You
it's
can
good to drink
die.
water, but not that much. Exactly.
If you dilute the
So either
electrolytes in your
he's,
body, you die.
right.
But I
And
think
I
what
don't
it
think
is,
he's just drinking plain water. I think
Steroids.
he's drinking like electrolyte drops and all that. I was
steroids.
listening to Edelman on the radio today, and he was saying it's not all plain water. They're just talking it up that way.
I think the key thing in all this is you guys are all average humans, and Tom Brady's not. So Tom Brady can drink as much water as he wants. The key thing was the average human being, and we know this guy's not average in anything he does. So if the guy drinks 37 bottles of water, then maybe the rest of humanity should jump on it, get in line, and do what's right. The average human being, he's not average. So that's story. It's all
Are you
fake.
trying to get us to drink more water? I'm trying to figure out.
No, you're average, so you don't need to do
Are you just saying that we're all average and that Tom Brady's some sort of
Yes.
super freak?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, we all know that. He's 40 years old, still the top quarterback in the NFL. We're not blind to that.
Good. It's like I
But
said,
there's no way in hell he's drinking 37 bottles of water a day because that's ridiculous.
I don't know what the man. I don't live in the house. If Tom Brady's listening, he wants to invite me over to be on his little reality show. I'll hang out with him. I'll verify all these waters he's drinking. But
The water for water.
Is this how slow the news is this week? Is this the best story the news can come? There's like no good storylines,
Yeah.
right?
There's literally nothing. The most exciting things that are going on in the news is like all the problems in the NBA and the Alex Smith draft or trade. There's literally nothing exciting about the Super Bowl. Philly fans aren't even really going crazy yet. I mean, like Minnesota, the Vikings fans out there like aren't even saying any. But they're like, I guess they're not so bad, but we want the Patriots to win. It's literally so boring.
Well, who would have been a better
no
match?
good news.
Who would have been better then? What would have been a better Super Bowl, honestly?
I would say like
I mean, I don't think
concussions
anybody
versus-
in the NFC was going to be. Honestly, I don't think that there was anybody else. The only thing that I think would be cool would be the Vikings at home, but then it would be a
Right.
Patriots blowout. You know what I'm saying? I just think it would be cool if the Vikings were in it because for the storyline, but then they would have to train at Minnesota and then be in the opposing locker room
Right.
because they don't have the home field. So that I think would have been a really interesting storyline. But now it's just like, okay, they have to be out of their gym by 9 so that the Patriots can come in and train at their facility.
Yeah, I mean,
Like media day has been boring. All
Yeah.
the radio has been boring. Like it's cool to like get inside info, but nothing's like really exciting. It's just the same interview with different people over and over and over again.
The NFL jumped the shark about 2 years ago.
the NFL didn't jump the shark.
Yeah,
Look,
it did.
Hey,
Once those boys started kneeling, it was all over.
well,
I think once Deflategate hit, it was all over.
oh,
Because Goodell went from hating the Patriots and wanting everything against them to turning around and be like, well, they're the best in the league,
Yeah,
so we
that's
might as well
true.
give them the advantage.
Someone's speaking the truth.
no, it's just all
weird
the
on the
fake
show for
news.
someone to speak truth.
Fake news. That's all it is. So what do you think?
What's
real
the
quick,
predictions though?
Oh,
we got to get
okay, we're
scores.
gonna get some
So
predictions.
she's already beat you once, so you know.
Okay,
this is your chance for redemption.
Okay, so I say the final score is going to be 28-10.
All right, we're writing this down. 28-10.
Dude, that's a really weird score. I don't like that. Those are ugly numbers.
No field goals.
Nah, well, yeah, 10.
No, I'm going to say
John.
No, I mean for the
27-24.
Patriots.
Tom Brady's going to throw 4
I'm
touchdowns.
going 27-24, Pat.
27-24. Lee, what about you and your vast knowledge?
Oh, it's probably going to be like 54-3.
Wow. Wow.
It'll probably be like 54-14,
6.
17.
Okay, 54-17. John, the
Keeps going up. He's like, maybe the Eagles aren't that bad. Let me give him a couple extra points because I feel bad now.
garbage time. Now let's get the Bible scholars prediction. John,
The Bible
what do you think?
The Bible scholar.
What do you think the
What's Jesus telling you over there?
24-17, Pat.
24-17.
You
Yeah.
should have
That's
said
not a bad story either.
316.
I think John and I are probably the only two that actually make sense.
John,
No.
316, baby.
Listen here, Riann. If you're on the side of
He's
John,
listen,
I just
he's
want
got
it to be a
Jesus on
good
his
game.
side.
I want
You
it to
can't
be
go wrong.
close. I want it to be enjoyable to watch.
Riann, listen. If you're on the side with John, you're on the wrong side. I just hate to tell you that. I mean,
No.
that's
Your boy.
That's totally fine.
that's not where you want to be.
You can feel that way.
it's a
You
fact.
feel that way, you can feel the way you feel about Tom Brady. I just think that my score is obviously my number one choice, but if I was going to go with another score, it would be his.
There you go.
As a final prediction. I want a close game. I want a good game.
Did we write all these
I don't
down? We
want
got
to
to make sure we
it's
write
boring.
these down again.
It's already boring that the Patriots win all the time. They don't even get excited for football until they're down by 14 in like the third quarter. Like they don't even care anymore just because they're so used to winning. And Philly's a garbage town. Like they're trash people. But it's fine.
That does not express the feelings of the show.
No, Philly is a garbage town, kind of.
Man, it's the city of brotherly
love. The best thing
love.
about Philly is a fake show about it. So.
Yeah, that's true. Always Sunny is the best thing about Philly. That's true.
Yep.
But what about Rocky, man?
They have a statue of fictional character at the steps of the art museum. Like that's hilarious to me.
That's awesome.
Funny.
That's
like,
great.
Coming from a town, like that's really funny.
Okay, so let me go over
But
this.
I don't know. I think I just want a good close game. I want to be entertained. I don't want it to be a blowout and to be annoyed because I don't. Here's what I don't want. I don't want it to be a blowout, and I don't want to like turn it off after Justin Timberlake performs just because I'm bored with it. Like I want to watch the whole game.
Okay, well, I mean, okay, so you said, what did you say, 27-24?
Yeah.
Okay, John, what did you say?
24-17.
Okay.
Pats.
All right, so I've got all the scores written down.
28-10.
I'm gonna post all these on Twitter the day of the game, and when my score comes correct, then I win, and that's all.
You know what you should do?
What's that?
Beforehand, you should put a poll up with all our scores and have all your followers vote on
That's
who
a good
they think
idea.
is going to be the right score.
It's not a
because I would
bad
love
idea.
to see what they would say.
All right, that shall happen.
My brain works real good sometimes.
Yeah,
I've got ideas.
You got idea. Well, share them with us from time to time. So, all right. So, any other things to be looking out for the Super Bowl? I mean, is there anything you said?
Some of the commercials look really cool. I've seen like a couple of them. They've already started. Like the Budweiser one. It isn't even about Budweiser. It's about how they did like all the water for Texas and Florida and Puerto Rico. I like the Super Bowls. That's half the reason. Especially, I think that's one of the reasons to watch it this year anyhow. Because even though I want a good game, like there's a good chance that it's a blowout. So I always like the commercials. And I saw we were talking about Always Sunny earlier. Danny DeVito is in like a teaser and then a new M&M's commercial where he like turns into an M&M, and it's the funniest thing I've ever seen.
It does sound funny.
If you haven't seen it yet, look it up. It's absolutely hilarious. Because after they do it, Danny DeVito actually looks like an M&M. Like if an M&M were to come to life, he is that shape. Yeah. It's really funny. I think I put them on my Twitter last night at like 4 a.m. I linked them both. They're really funny.
We'll have to find that then. Okay. Well, any
That's
other
all from me though. Any
other words before we let you? Has anything crazy happened to you since we last talked, or no?
No, not really.
Okay. Well,
not anything really. I have one more last question for you though.
Sure.
How long till you think Brady's done? How much longer do you think he has?
Oh, Brady.
Since you're on the Brady train, yeah. How much longer do you think he has?
I think he's got 3 more years in the league. I mean, I don't know.
Because every year he's like 3 to 5 more, 3 to 5 more. He says it every year. So I'm interested to see when he's actually done.
I say 3 years. I think he'll play for 3 years. I don't even know if he'll be with the Patriots for those 3 years, but we'll see. I mean,
I don't think he keeps playing if it's not for the Patriots. If he gets traded or they want to get rid of him, I see him just retiring.
I think he would go.
Or pulling like a Brett Favre when he's like gone for a year and then comes back and he's like, "Gotcha, suckers, I'm still."
Yeah. I just think he wants to beat Belichick, and I think Belichick wants to prove he can win one without. I really believe that at the core of their relationship.
I think there's egos brewing behind the scenes.
So
yeah,
I can see that.
I think it'd be interesting if they got rid of Brady and Brock Garoppolo back, but I don't see him leaving San Fran anytime soon. I thought that was a real ballsy move to get rid of him.
Well,
I think that was definitely a Brady move, not a Belichick move, but.
Yeah, I agree.
We'll see. I guess we'll see what happens. Because Brian Hoyer's not the freaking answer. We all know that. Trust me, I had him for a little while. He's not the answer.
No, but no one is in Cleveland, to be fair. So we'll see. Maybe he'll end up in Cleveland. That'd be awesome. Take your boys to a Super Bowl, and then you'd have to love the guy.
Hard pass on that.
Wait a second. If Tom Brady went to the Cleveland
I would.
Browns and took them to a Super Bowl and won it, you wouldn't be like,
I mean, obviously, yeah, it would be cool. And like I said before, I respect that Tom Brady is the greatest quarterback of all time. He's not the GOAT for no reason. I think we have too many problems here to bring Brady in, and he's not going to be enough to turn it around.
right. I mean,
If it did work out that way, then obviously it just proves even more that he's that great of a quarterback. But I don't think, honestly, if anything, he's going to come here and get hurt and then have to be done. And I don't think that's smart.
yeah, it ain't going to happen.
Realistically, that doesn't make sense.
But I just said, what if? What if you'd
Okay.
rock?
Even what if, I still don't think it's a good move.
Okay, well, we'll see. We'll see what happens at Super Bowl. So we got your prediction. We'll definitely be putting it out there. We will put a poll up. That's a great idea. And then, once my score happens, we'll come back and revisit it. How about that?
Okay, we'll see.
Okay. All right.
All right.
What's your Twitter thing again? It's
A bunch of eyes.
It's Riann with 6 eyes.
okay. So
It's
everyone,
just a whole bunch of eyes.
well, we'll be retweeting your stuff out, so people go follow her, give her grief
Yep.
if my score happens. Okay. All right. Well, we will.
Yep.
We'll talk to you soon then.
All right, sounds good. Y'all have a good one.
Okay. You too. Bye.
Have fun Sunday.
All right. There you go. So that was our Super Bowl talk. We all got our picks in, so we'll be putting that up on Twitter poll, and we'll see what happens. Lee's score is pretty outrageous.
I mean, you know what is super outrageous?
What's that?
Only in America would people look forward to seeing advertisements. I'm just gonna throw it out
Lee's
there.
disgust.
It eats me up inside. In a way, I'm kind of glad that that's what the Super Bowl has come to. Just so it's kind of like that movie where they drink the Bronno or whatever, Idiocracy or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like this is like people are just buying into it.
From the chat, from Robin, John's wife. Commercials are the only thing I care about. That's actually live from the chat.
If you don't like football, I guess you got to look for something, man. You know.
I mean, I'm just looking forward to the game. I love the day. I love the event. I love all of it, man. Pink.
But like she was saying, man, like the Super Bowl is just boring now.
No.
The NFL's jumped the shark. Nobody cares.
Last year was the greatest game of all time. What are you
nobody
talking about?
cared.
No, everyone watched. It was the highest rated game of all time. Are you kidding me?
There we go. You've heard it here first.
All
Danny
right.
DeVito turning into an M&M.
I know.
Captivating.
Lee was so disgusted by that
Yeah.
and I almost threw you under the bus. But
You should have. I don't care. I'll stick by that statement.
You hate it.
Lining up to be Shield product. It's great.
Have you ever met a man who hated commercials more than Lee?
No. It's literally impossible.
All right. Well, let's get to some stories besides the Super Bowl. Let us know what your
Let's
Super
just
Bowl.
go to the one story. So for people that fans of the show for a long time, they've seen the pictures, they've heard the stories. Who is this Megan Barry? Why is her picture hanging up in your cubicle? This one has been coming down the pipe for you for a while.
Breaking news, guys. Breaking news. Just yesterday, this story hit, and it is quite a doozy. Let's hit some music here. Nashville mayor admits affair with police bodyguard.
Let's make sure it's not 7 seconds or longer.
So for those wondering which song this is, it's the theme from Bodyguard. You could have skipped to the most exciting part. I don't think anyone.
It's just some smooth. This is random music I just happened to pull up. I don't know what you're talking about here. So Nashville Mayor Megan Barry admitted Wednesday to an extramarital affair with a Metro Police sergeant who was her bodyguard. That's right. He was her bodyguard, and they had an affair for quite a while, I guess. Here we go. This is. I don't know. This was an ongoing affair, and the problem becomes. I guess there's no problem.
No problem. No problem with affairs.
Well,
not here in Nashville.
I don't think it would be a big. I mean, yes, it would obviously make news. It would always be talked about. But I mean, the big problem is this guy was her bodyguard, and they traveled together to multiple places. One of those places being Athens, Greece. The only two
on
of
the
them
taxpayer dollar.
on the taxpayer dollar, and he's had over $70,000 worth of overtime since he's been employed with her.
What?
Yeah, you didn't.
$70,000 worth of overtime in 2 years.
Yeah,
Man, that's a lot of overtime.
yeah. So under Carl Dean, he only had $30,000. But go ahead.
The man's working hard.
Well, his job is
He's working hard,
Super hard.
pause.
days and nights.
His job is to protect and serve. To be fair, so
He's serving something
All
out.
right, this has got to stop. This has got to stop.
So This is obviously.
So did you see this? Okay, to summarize the issue, she had an affair. People
the
have
long
already
arm of the law. Arm is the body part we were looking for. Anyway, go ahead, Lee.
Are you finished?
Probably not.
Go ahead.
Okay, so there's two issues here. There's the affair itself, but what you were saying was that there's potential that she was taking these trips with her bodyguard on taxpayer dollars in order to have fun with her bodyguard. We're just going to let you go.
Man, I'm listening.
Once again, go ahead.
What's your take on Megan Barry, Lee?
I don't know. I was going to ask you guys, but obviously...
What's going on?
How can I talk when you're sitting there doing that?
Doing what? So they're listening.
Well, we're definitely getting blocked on the.
That's all right.
The rights.
Okay,
at
so
this point.
what's your honest thoughts on it, Lee? For real.
Well, let's hear your look. You have been the number one.
Here's my problem with it. I'll break it down. I
Right.
will give you my thoughts on it. This is a woman who sat around and touted like she was the moral barometer of the city of Nashville. Remember when Donald Trump come and she wouldn't meet him at the airport because she didn't agree with how he lived his life. She didn't agree with his moral standards. Yet at the time, you didn't go visit the president of the United States of America, who was offering money, federal money, to Tennessee.
Was he?
Yeah, he was. You didn't meet the guy because you were so much better than him morally. Turns out you were having an affair, cheating on your husband with your assigned bodyguard on the taxpayer dime. That's my biggest problem with it. This is the problem with these people that become like these big institutes of the, oh, this woman here, she's going to save Nashville. She's everything that's right with the world. She's got the first transgendered person that's in her staff, and they were the Democratic representative at the Democratic. Like, all this stuff happens, and there you go. You cannot go around preaching about how great your morals are when you're turning around doing the exact same thing. Do these politicians, they really don't think they're going to get caught. Like, the average Joe can probably have an affair because no one's tracking your dollars you're spending, your time,
No, average
your
Joe
emails.
gets caught.
But not like this. It's not on the news.
Okay, let's just back up for a second.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, so first off, I didn't know that Megan Mayor Barry was the moral barometer of Nashville. That's news to me.
Oh, please.
But two things. First off, she didn't resign.
No. She said,
which is very interesting because most time when these type of things, that's the first thing people call for is resignation or whatever. So
for sure, yeah.
She absolutely will not resign. Number two, the fact that she's a woman.
Right.
Do you think that her gender is playing a role in her choosing not to retire or getting the pass on that?
Yes, 1,000%.
Like, what do you mean by that? Like,
put this in another situation.
Okay.
This is a guy doing this. He's sleeping with his female who, bodyguard, probably not going to happen. But let's just say it was, or she was his secretary, not secretary, press person or whatever. A spokesperson or whatever. If this guy was sleeping with his subordinate like this, they would call for this man's head. He would have resigned this morning. And she keeps saying in the thing, oh, this was consensual. Oh, this was consensual. If your boss is sleeping with you, there's some moral quandaries in that situation.
Boss. Anyway, okay. Boss. I hear what you're saying. I think most people would agree with that statement. But let me put another one out there for you. So I lost my train of thought. Sorry.
Okay, put something out there for me.
John,
do you agree? Do you agree with Lee?
I think I agree with Lee 100%. Whatever he says. Anyway.
Okay.
But I think you're right about her gender taking a role in it. And I'm almost the focus in the news has been not about her. No one's mentioned her husband in the news. The focus is her spending the government's money, not her own money, to cart this guy around and to make these trips. And in all honesty, I think that's where the focus should be.
True. Because
it's affecting her job.
Right.
If she's going to screw up in her marriage, that's her personal screw up. I don't care about that. But if she's doing her job wrong, that's when it's an issue.
So, okay. That makes perfect sense. I don't think those trips were purely for their benefit. I think they were already planned. in that regard, but I
Right.
think there is something there. But so the point I was going to make was that
There have been trips that were extended, and she had nothing on her
Agenda.
agenda.
that doesn't necessarily mean it was just so that they could be together.
Spend
like
time
that.
together. Anyways, go ahead.
But whatever. Like, yeah, you could. Of course, that angle is going to be played. She obviously has enemies, right? And she has supporters.
Yeah, for sure, yeah.
So the question I have is the one thing that makes this semi okay, I think, at all. Because if it was just cut and straightforward in typical politics, it would be open close. But I think the one thing that makes this unique, and it has nothing to do with her gender, is the fact that she came out and admitted it straight up. She owned up to it. She called it head on. She said, "This is what happened. I was wrong. This happened." You don't see that in politics ever. If it was another person in politics, if someone was sleeping with her press secretary, they would deny.
No,
That's
no,
not
deny,
even
deny,
true
deny.
for Nashville
Yeah,
histories.
that's not even true.
Bill Boner.
Yeah, tell us about Bill Boner.
He was mayor of Nashville when I moved here back in the way early 90s.
yeah.
And he had a open relationship with a woman. He was still married, but he was engaged to someone else. Did not hide it whatsoever.
No, he didn't. It was the infamous, he was on Donahue talking about 7 minutes in heaven or something
Yeah.
like that. Yeah,
I mean, the man's name was Boner.
Lee,
I think he gets a pass.
you're acting as if she came forward on her altruism stage.
I don't.
and
What,
said-
do you know some inside information?
Yeah, Phil Williams busted her.
Yeah,
the
she got
reporter.
caught first.
Yeah, she got caught. You got to admit it at this point.
How did she get called? I mean,
The,
I didn't read the article this week. I lied.
Okay. Well,
So tell us.
apologize for that next
How
week.
did she get caught?
I guess well,
This could be a learning. This could be a learning moment for all of us.
I mean, John, do you know how specifically?
I think it had specific. I think the lead in was a trip that she made to Kansas City.
Okay.
That was a day and a half longer than it should have been, and they were trying to figure out why she was there the extra day.
When they followed there and like had cameras, like PI
No,
work.
you just start digging through the financial.
No, when
record.
you're on the company's dime, when you're traveling, you have to account for, especially
Okay,
in a
John, I
high
understand
profile
that.
job.
I
You're
understand
asking
that.
me a question. I'm trying to give you the answer.
I understand that, but how do you piece together the fact that she was having an affair from those numbers?
That's where it started, and then they started investigating
Reporting.
all of her other trips.
You don't think people knew?
You
I
don't-
mean, that's
they-
what I think truly happened is it got leaked.
Yeah.
There's no journalist pulling up receipts or something. Someone
No,
just
no,
knew.
no. It
and-
was someone that was working for it was a government employee that was investigating. It was like, wait, this isn't right, and so.
Boom.
we're saying two different things.
It's always the money, Lee. You always follow the money, and then the money leads into
I
other
don't think
things.
so. I think someone talked.
Well, that's not what they're saying. Phil
Well,
Williams.
see,
didn't
that's
say
why I watch the local news and you watch Huffington Post.
Oh,
So that's-
sixfigure.com.
Yeah. I googled a headline. I'm so sorry.
But it comes at a bad.
And let me tell you, the local news is just on fire, man.
Local news is great. I love all the local news people. But look,
Amen, brother.
the big thing is it comes at a time when she's trying to ask for more money for transit in the city. Also, we're trying to get a soccer team, and a lot of people say that's going to
Also, the General Hospital is on the brink
Oh.
of breaking of closing down.
That's true. So there's a whole bunch, and people think this is going to So I work with this girl who loved Megan Barry. So the candidates all came around to our office at the beginning of the mayoral run back whenever that happened. And this girl I work with, she met Megan Barry. She loved her. She supports her. She came into my office first thing this morning and was just like, I'm sorry, I can't support her anymore because of this. She's like, it's just unacceptable.
That's good that someone sticks by their morals.
Yeah. I mean, I think a lot of people do. And I think it's just like John says, it's well, I don't know.
John said he didn't care about the affair.
Right, but I
he
think
said
it-
it didn't color his opinion one bit.
But it points to, if you're doing this, where have you been cutting corners in other places we don't know about? You just got to look at that as a bigger,
This is true.
bigger envelope. So
I mean, you've never liked a woman anyway.
I don't like her because I think she just spends a lot of money. That I think the last two mayors of Nashville has been spending a lot of money, and it's been working out because the city's been making a lot of money. But a lot of time when you do that, it catches up with you. I mean, I think there should be transit in the city, but I think it should have been addressed. Mass transit should have been addressed years ago. And now to come in and ask for all this money and tell Metro employees you're not getting raises, we don't have any money, it just looks bad.
Well, I mean, anytime you get caught having an affair, and
I also don't
gonna
like
look bad on you.
I also don't like when people go, "Well, God forgives me." What are you talking? What I mean, do you
Why
talk?
did- yeah,
do you
why
talk
does
to
God
God? That's how
forgive
she
me?
let it.
Yeah.
I know God forgives me. It's
But
like
the Nashville people don't have to.
yeah, it's like what, do you know God? Did you talk to him last night? I mean, what's going on here?
It must have been love, you know?
I don't. I feel bad. I mean, her husband obviously. I mean, this guy's a public figure now, and it's got to be shameful, right? I mean, it cannot be like a great thing that your wife cheated on you.
I mean, you kind of sign up for that when you're.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
significant
sure he was
other
aware
runs
of
for
it,
office.
but he didn't know. He didn't know his wife was going to be cheating on him with a
Well, I
bodyguard.
mean, that goes without saying.
Yeah.
So you're calling for a resignation,
I think it'd probably be best for her to step down.
but you're not calling for a resignation?
No, it's up to her. But
Really?
I think politically her career's over with. She
Are you
won't-
calling for a resignation?
No, I'm not calling for a resignation, but I think I agree with that. I think it has to be her decision.
So we take away her like ability to go on trips or spend money?
No, if
'Cause
she
that was
has
your-
to do her job, she has to do her job.
Yeah,
But that was your big thing, is like she misappropriated funds.
Well, she'll definitely be being watched closer now. You know, if she does stay in.
So like, let's take the affair part out of it. Like, let's say she was
That's
found
what
to
I-
be misappropriating funds. Do you not think she should be?
Oh, she should step down. But they haven't proven yet 100% that she
Yeah.
was misappropriating
So
funds.
that's where it's a great, like you saying you don't care about the affair. You
That's
only
what I'm
care,
saying.
You only care about the misappropriate funds, but that's not even been proven.
But
so
it's
this is like-
alleged.
a great-
It's no different than.
That's why I said I didn't say burn Megan Barry at the stake. I didn't say that she should resign or whatever. I'm saying that's what I'm saying. We got to wait until that comes out. The thing is if she was misappropriating funds, that's not just her job. That becomes a criminal offense. She could go to jail.
She could. Could she go to jail?
I mean, she could. She's not going to, but I guess she could technically. Yes.
I don't know about that.
Well, it's been an interesting story. It's in the national news. It's a big story. It's a big story where I work at.
The
and,
TBI is working on it now. It's
Yeah.
it's graduated to that level.
I mean, obviously, just lost her son, so I know that's unfortunate. You know, you don't want this to happen to anyone. You don't want people to do this and hurt other people. But you know, we're humans, and it happens. And unfortunately for her, she's on the biggest stage in the city, so that's just part of that job responsibility. That's part of the path she chose. So now she has to deal with it.
It just sucks because, you know, I thought she was actually like going to be like a shining light for Nashville.
Yeah.
You know, like a woman mayor that's
I know.
doing all these great things, and then you see this happen. It's just like there's no
Well, that's the thing.
there's
You
no
look
good spin on it.
You look at
really.
like Jackie Robinson when he was one of the first black baseball players, and he knew he had to be better than everyone else around him. And same thing, when you're the first female mayor, there's going to be scrutiny on you, unfair scrutiny. You know,
So you gotta
I
do
don't
a better
think her
job.
being a man or woman, if she can do a good job, good for her. You know, and like you said, it was a chance for a woman to step up and really make this legacy. And now this will be attached to her legacy, regardless of whatever she does. This will be a footnote in her.
On the
story.
same token, I will say this, that we are all flawed human beings.
True.
And the fact that she owned up to it is a positive, right?
I mean, it
You know?
took some guts to do that for sure. Yeah, that was
because she
tough.
could have still denied it. She could have been like, no,
Yeah,
nothing happened.
that's true. Because said we're just close or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, kudos to that. I hope she bounces. I don't want her anything bad to happen to her. But come on, you got to pay for your sins sometimes.
All right, there you go.
All
You heard it
right.
here first. That's a key, I think, right there.
Major key.
Got to pay for your sins, Barry.
All right. So
Barry got to pay for her sins.
do we have any advice this
We
week?
do.
We have advice. All right, let's hit the Dear John segment.
By the time you read these lines, I'll be gone.
All right, so we got some advice someone sent in, and John's going to answer that advice, and Lee's going to read it. Here we go.
This one comes in. Dear John, I'm a 17-year-old girl and recently came out to my parents who are stuck in it. It's just a phase mindset. I used to be able to talk with my mom about everything, but now when I talk about my sexuality, she gets quiet and dismissive. It's frustrating. I understand. I'm still young and learning things about myself, but I feel like I don't have their support as much as I used to. Help. From Need Support in New Mexico.
Well, needing support. I'm sorry you feel that way. There are worse cases out there. There are a lot of people that get disowned, get kicked out of their house for coming out to their parents. I believe if you just bide your time, the warmth and the relationships that you had with your parents will come back. It's bad news for them. It's not something they wanted to hear. I'm sure they're disappointed, but evidently they do love you. They still care about you, and they'll come around, I'm sure. Just show them that you love them as well, and hopefully that support that you were talking about will come back. I'm being mocked in the background, so Dave, Lee, let's hear your take.
I like the bide your time. That's always a good one.
It's always a great way to handle adversity. Just bide your time.
Also, what was it like? There's everyone else has it worse, so just bide your time.
I like the fact that, well, of course, you being gay would make them not want to be around you at all.
I did not say that. These are not my words.
What did you say? What did you say?
I said there might be that's something that they didn't like. Apparently, that they may be disappointed, but that doesn't mean that
you have a son, John.
I do have a son.
If your son came to you when he was 15 and said he was gay, I mean, would you have a hard time dealing with that?
I would.
Huh. You better bide your time, son.
I mean, I would.
Not under my roof.
I wouldn't love him any less, but I would be disappointed.
That you realize,
disappointed.
Yeah, that's weird. You might. Wow. We might have a first ever apology before the end of the show.
What I mean,
you just said you said this. You said you would be disappointed if your son was gay.
Yes.
And you're sticking by that statement.
I am sticking by that statement.
Woo!
What if your son came out?
That's fine.
That's fine.
No disappointment.
No disappointment.
I would be disappointed if they didn't come out.
Yeah, I would be more
if they were gay and they didn't come out, I'd be like, what?
True, yes.
What's wrong?
I'd be more disappointed in myself if they didn't feel they could come to me and say, hey, Dad, I like men. I'd be like, all right, and what's the big deal? Okay, we'll get that. It would be new to me. Yes, well, having a son would be new to me.
It would be difficult. There would be some difficulties you would have to work through, obviously, because it is a little different, right?
It's adjusting.
Not, yeah.
But at the end of the day, I just want my kids to be happy. So if that's with a woman, that's great. I'm not sleeping with his wife, so why do I care who his wife or husband would be? That's fine.
I'd be more worried if they were just dating someone that you didn't like at all. Man or woman, that would be would be harder.
Now, if they start dating a guy and he's like a scumbag and he's like a,
selling heroin,
criminal record, neck tattoos, I'd be like, whoa.
Wearing shorts to the barbecue and stuff.
So Robin in the chat says that her faith was a disappointment for her parents at first, and she's obviously a Latter-day Saint. So I guess you could say anything sometimes that your parents
don't approve of,
I guess, would be disappointed. But John, I just want to come back to this is your chance to say you would be disappointed if your son was gay. I don't want to stress that.
Let's not harp on that. Let's just move on.
It's a chance to say, maybe I misspoke there. Maybe I said something.
I think you're weighing a lot on that word, putting it more emphasis on what it really is. I wouldn't be angry. I wouldn't be extremely upset. I'd be disappointed. I would.
How do you define?
Disappointment is you have a preference and that didn't happen.
All right. So back to this girl. So you think she should just not?
Be lucky that other
I think
people
her parents.
have it worse.
I think, in all honesty, I think her parents are glad that she had the courage to come out to them. I think they're just having problems processing the information.
I don't know. I didn't get that from that, but it's more like they just don't want to talk about it. And like I say, you're cutting off essentially what if you were an athlete and your kid came home and he wanted to be a band geek or something? It's like, well, we're not going to talk about that anymore. It's like you can't cut off a part of your kid's life because it doesn't measure up with what you want for your kid. See, that's what we do is wrong as parents. We're putting what we want on kids. Like, yeah, man, I wish my kids would like this because I liked it. And then at some point you have to realize
they're not mini-me's.
Yeah, they're their own person. So disappointment to me is if they're not good people. And I tell them that all the time. I just want you to grow up and be a good person, whatever that. I want you to be a great person, good person, whatever that takes you to, your job, who you're with, what you do. I don't really care. Like if my kids came and said, hey, we're big-time staunch liberals, I'd be all right, well.
Like if he came home from school and I heard that he was picking on like a handicapped kid, I would be straight up angry.
Yeah.
See, that's to me, disappointment is like, well, that's not what I really wanted to hear, but
right. I feel you.
That's what I mean by disappointment.
So you don't think she should just
Disappointing.
keep pressing her parents like, we need to talk about this, we need to talk about this. You're saying just leave it alone, let it sweep it under the rug for now.
No, I did not say that. I said just
Bide your time.
Bide your time.
Bide your time.
I'm saying that I believe that her relationship will go back to the way it was,
Ooh.
given a little bit of time. Let them
I don't-
process it a little
That's
bit.
not always true. But
Yeah.
I will say
That's
this.
not.
This is what I would add to it. Is like, we're all parents here, right? Just because you're a parent doesn't make you some better person all of a sudden.
Oh, no.
No.
Like, most people are bad people. Like, they're crappy people that you don't want to be around. And these are the same for these parents. Like, there's really good odds that her parents are never going to accept this.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
So, like, you need to go ahead and prepare yourself to cut that negativity out of your life. That's all I'm saying. Like, don't feel like you're tied to your family for the rest of your life, but just because they're your parents. Because that's not the way it has to be. And if they're not willing to accept you for who you are, and you see the potential for being a better person without them.
But I don't think that she should cut her parents out just because they didn't have a ticker tape parade because she came out.
I mean, I'm not saying that.
I agree with Lee. And I say if they are not happy that you came out and you're yourself, I'm like, Lee, you need to cut that out of your life. Like he said, you're not tied to your parents. That's great. What Lee just said. That's like the best advice I've ever heard. Like, we do think we're tied to these parents because they gave birth to us, but that's all they did at some point. Like, they're bad parents sometimes, they're good parents, but
I mean, you can get support from other people. You can build a support network that operates like your parents without them, right?
Right.
So
yeah,
that's all I'm saying.
All right, that's
All right.
it. There we
All
go.
right.
That's a good one. All right, so if you want to send in your question to Dear John, send us an email at bybpod@gmail.com. That's bybpod@gmail.com, or hit us up on the website and we'll try to help you out. All right, we also got to get to the major key of the week this week, a life lesson we take from this week's episode. Here we go right now.
So let me give you a major key. Where is the key?
That is not the key. I want the key.
Give us the keys. So let me give you a major key.
And you really do have the key.
Everybody stand up right now. Everybody. I got the keys now.
There we go. It's time for the major key of the week, a life lesson we took from this week's episode. Lee, what you looking at over there?
Something like Barry. Like, what was it, Barry? Sometimes you got to pay for your...
I don't know that I was talking specifically to Megan Barry.
But what did you say? So
sometimes you got to pay for your sins.
Barry has to pay for her sins.
I mean, you can put that on there. That is not really what I said, but I will go with it. Is that the major key of the week? Barry, you got to pay for your sins?
I don't think we should specify Barry. It's not really a major key then.
Lee's sticking the knife in, if you haven't noticed.
I mean, you call out StubHub, but then when it comes to calling out...
Barry, you got to pay for your sins.
Everybody stand up right now. Everybody.
Stand up, Barry. Pay for your sins. All right, there you go. That was episode 77. Went by really quick. Hopefully, guys, like you say, if you have any Super Bowl predictions, tweet at us, BYB Pod. Let us know what those are and be looking for that. Be looking for that poll that'll come up later this week. So much thanks to Riann for coming on the show once again, having a spirited talk. We found out John was a Bible scholar, so that's always a good thing. And we're looking forward to the Super Bowl. We're looking forward to the game, the activities. Justin Timberlake, thumbs up or thumbs down, Lee? You didn't really say. Thumbs up for JT?
He's going to have me naked by the end of his song.
John, JT, you going to watch that?
He did it once.
Oh, so you're against the JT?
I'd just like to see somebody new.
Who would you pick?
Oh, gosh.
Janet Jackson.
Bruno Mars.
He saw a nipple, and he's been scarred ever since.
I think Bruno Mars has done it too already.
He's done it twice.
So, yeah, I just...
Is there anybody that stands out you'd like to see other than JT?
I'll take some heat for this, but Garth Brooks is making a comeback. I'd like to see him.
Jeez. Garth Brooks or JT? I'm going to put that as a poll question this week. Who would you rather see at the Super Bowl?
We had to have a third option on there.
No, I think that's pretty good.
Robin says Matchbox 20.
Oh, no, that wouldn't be good at all. I think Justin Timberlake's... I think Justin Timberlake's good.
Just have Justin Timberlake do it every year.
and do you? Yeah, I mean him and Bruno Mars. I'd be good with that.
Bring Tom Brady out.
Tom Brady out at halftime. Let him
give him a guitar, put him on wires, send him down like Garth Brooks.
He could do it. He could do it. Well, I mean, we'll see. We'll see. I'm sure NSYNC will show up. And there's prop bets. You guys know all about these crazy prop bets. Yes. One of the prop bets is
we're not going into it.
No,
it's the end of the show.
Will NSYNC show up? Who knows? So, okay. Well, you need to go to blameyourbrother.net. That's our website. It's got all of our past episodes. Also got articles from our man, Marlon. He's been watching all the old Marvel movies. He's at Thor right now. So he's giving a big recap. We're all leading to Black Panther, which is supposed to shatter all records. And people are saying this movie's phenomenal. So we'll see. And then that leads into Infinity War. So he's getting you guys ready, all you geeks out there. Go read his articles. Let them know you're checking it out. And we've got some other people working on some articles. So like I said, stay tuned to the website. More things are going to go up as time goes on. We're trying to get those out to you. And like I said, once you go to that blameyourbrother.net, all of our social media links are up there, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. Subscribe to that where you can watch the show Thursday night. And there's ways to grab the podcast. We are on Stitcher, Apple Podcasts, TuneIn, Google Play. All those things are there. And like we say every week, if you're going to buy anything through Amazon, if you're going to buy a bunch of crap, go to blameyourbrother.net, click on our Amazon link on the right, and make all your purchases. Doesn't cost you any extra, and we get a little bit kickback through the year, and it helps out the show. You can get your awesome Blame Your Brother t-shirt right there. Click on the link. It'll be sent to you. People are always excited to get those shirts. And don't forget to check us out every Thursday at Radio Vegas Rocks. If you go to radiovegas.rocks or get the Radio Vegas Rocks app, you can listen to us stream live on Thursday, and you can listen to all their other great programs, which is a whole bunch. And if you want to email John, get his advice on something, there's a box right there. Email the show. It's anonymous. You can put any name, any email, and we will not know where it comes from. That's the beauty of it. Like I said, all the past episodes are there. Everything you need is at the website. So I think that's it. Lee, is there anything else?
Don't blame yourself when you can blame your brother.
Sorry?
This must never be seen by anyone.
You want me to play it again?
Has anybody seen this?
Nobody has seen this.
They have to be found and talked to.